What is up, guys, and welcome back to Bottled and Bond. Today we are headed over to Virginia. I am in Virginia, but today we're headed over to Sperryville, Virginia, and we're going to try the Copper Fox American Single Malt from the Copper Fox Distillery. This actually wasn't a gift, but my buddy Bo at work happened to participate in the Virginia Spirits Day something, and a lot of the bottles, well, some of the bottles, they were very particular to which bottles from Virginia distilleries they were giving a discount for. So he picked up a few bottles, and Copper Fox was one of them. This is the Copper Fox Pastilled Original American Single Malt, 100% malted barley that they grow and they own themselves. Rick Wasman pretty much got the whole single malt wanting and drive and wanting to, you know, distill and age from a trip to Scotland back in 2000. From what I read, he did an apprenticeship with what I want to say is Balmore. It's probably Balmore back in 2000, and he learned his ways here and there, his crafts. And in 2005, Copper Fox Distillery opened. This specific bottle is a 96 proof bottle, 48% alcohol by volume. So just like the Smith Bowman, they age their spirits upright. To my understanding, they leave some kind of a trap door, whatever you call it. And in there, they also add wood chips. I guess maybe it adds flavor. It also does help with the aging process. To my knowledge, they're estimating 12 to 14 months of aging. So, you know, you're not even breaking 2, 3, 4 years, maybe at a minimum, from what I've had. It is distilled and bottled by Copper Fox Distillery Enterprises LLC. As stated, it is Williamsburg and Sperryville, Virginia. This is batch 165. One thing that myself and Bo did notice is that it is kind of foggy. It has a copper-like look to it. I doubt with my fingerprints all over the bottle that you'll be able to see what I am talking about. I'm interested to see what it tastes like. It is finished with toasted applewood and oak. Let's see what Copper Fox has to offer. Let's open this baby up. Rubber cork. Not bad. Little musty, leathery kind of note. So it's still maintaining its cloudy kind of copper-like look to it. The legs are not so bad at all. They seem pretty good. I'm not a leg type of guy though when it comes to whiskey, so whatever. Oh. Okay, so one thing that I did read about the master distiller, the founder, is that he was intrigued by how the peat ages, or what it gives, what flavor it gives to the barley. And from what I've heard, they smoke their barley as well, different ways, applewood or some kind of hardwood or something. Just they have their own different ways of aging their different whiskeys, and they're experimenting and they're growing, they're expanding. As soon as I put this to my nose, I get a slight peat, but it's not a peat. It's almost like the previous whiskeys that I've had where I thought it was peat, but it's just more like a musty, leathery kind of smell to it. That's what I'm getting here. This reminds me a little bit of a mixture between like a Bunnahabhain, a light Bunnahabhain, and also a light Auchentoshan 3-wood. It's very not as much as a 3-wood. It's maybe like 30% of that musty, leathery, funky smell, oily smell of the Auchentoshan 3-wood. Herbal, earthy, grassy, medicinal-like note on the nose. Still sweet though. It has a little bit of a sweet cherry-like in the background. Maybe a little bit of a honey. So a little honey, a little cherry, but most of like the musty notes. And it's not pungent. it's not scary. It's not something that's gonna make you be like, wow, I'm not drinking that. So for somebody who's never had peat and goes into peat and frightens off because they feel they're gonna have something that they're not gonna like and will rebuke instantly, this is a little bit more on the mellow side when it comes to what I'm describing as a musty, funky, earthy, medicinal like. It's more on the mellow side, and I think those sweet honey notes and cherry notes kind of mellow that out. To everyone watching and to Bo, cheers and thanks for letting me review this on my channel. Listen, before going into this whiskey that I know nothing of, I have not visited Copper Fox. I haven't done their tour, even though I'm going to eventually. It is part of the Virginia Spirits Trail. The pandemic happened, and I just haven't had time. I don't know if they've opened. So going into this, I needed to get some information. I needed to get, who found it, when did they found it, when did they start, how do they age, how do they distill, what kind of products they use, for how long, that kind of stuff. The stuff that I feed to you guys here on Bottled and Bond. In the process of, I ran across 2 different websites that kind of downplayed it, to be honest. They were just like, this is musty and it's nasty and it's young, and personally, this is a little bit like a Yakintoshin, but in a good way. And you do get that sense of peat in a way. I'm not sure how they're smoking their barley. If you know their process for the American Single Malt, let me know in the comments below. But I personally do not know. I do know that this is pretty damn delicious for somebody like me that's into peated whiskeys. This is pretty freaking good. Oh yeah, I'm picking up a smoky, very woody, smoky, a little briny, not too astringent, kind of sweet. See, I don't even want to call it leathery. It's because it's good, It's some kind of a fruit, some kind of a smoky fruit, and like I said, it still has the briny, kind of like a peat. So on the malty notes, once again, it helps if you read. It says on the malty notes, it is pure applewood and cherrywood smoke. So applewood and cherrywood describes why I was picking up cherry. Not so much on the applewood. Maybe a little bit. Maybe, I just couldn't pick it up for whatever reason. Approximately 12 to 8 ppms, light toast. That's pretty damn unique, to be honest. Regardless of its age statement, I think it's a pretty good whiskey. And for somebody, like I said, that likes peat and likes some of the older, briny, more, fish shell, oyster-like, salty, grassy whiskeys like myself, not to drink on a regular, but just to have and try and experiment and show to friends and family. Copper Fox is doing a great thing here. And one more. Let's see if I pick up that applewood. I guess. Almost any person, even with an inexperienced palate, whenever they're sampling whiskeys, they may not know what they're picking up. But if you tell them more or less what they should be picking up, they're more than likely going to pick it up. I do kind of taste that applewood. After I read that it had applewood, I definitely get the cherries. I get that smoke. I get a little bit of a saltiness. Maybe a little musty, grassy, earthy. Slightly medicinal on the palate. The medicinal is more in the nose. Do I recommend it? For the price and for the taste, yeah, I recommend it. If you've had Copper Fox American Single Malt Whiskey from the Copper Fox Distillery in Sperryville, Virginia, let me know in the comments below. What did you think? Let me know what whiskeys you think I should be reviewing next here on Bottled and Bond. I'm Ozzy. This is Copper Fox American Single Malt Whiskey from the Copper Fox Distillery in Sperryville, Virginia. And this is Bottled and Bond. Cheers.